crypto storm, digital sparks where the wild gets born. Running hot through a ledger's vein, chasing highs in a thunder's rain. Green lights flash, then they fade to gray. Wrist burns bright, but I'll never stray. Caught in loops where the hashes play. Lightning's calling me night and day. Green lights flash, then they fade to gray. Wrist burns bright, but I'll never stray. Caught in loops where the hashes play. Lightning's calling me night and day. We're riding chain lightning round we spin. Crypto's fire burning deep within. I strike fast, but I won't give in. Every block's a thrill I can't unpin. Oh, yeah, still strike. Every block's a thrill I can't unpin. Coin stack high in a neon glow. Winds of code where the dreamers sow. Rising up where the circuits sing. Heart held tight till the thunder rains. We're riding chain lightning round we spin. Crypto's fire burning deep within. I strike fast, but I won't give in. Every block's a thrill I can't unpin. I won't quit. Every block's a thrill I can't unpin. Chains locked tight where the current flows. Wrist runs wild where the fever grows. Sky turns gold when the lightning blows. Yeah, pull me through. Storm where the rush explodes. We're riding chain lightning round we spin. Crypto's fire burning deep within. I strike fast, but I won't give in. Every block's a thrill I can't unpin. Oh, it's the rolls. Every block's a thrill I can't unpin. Thunder hums high, I'm riding free. Chain lightning keeps striking me.
Been a long time since I lost a trade. Crypto's howling, got a block and roll, babe. Been a long time since I mined that gold. It's a tale untold. Flip the moons, dodge the scamming lies. Wallet stacked, but the FUD still flies. Oh, baby, take it high, feel the groove. Charts ignite, got the green to prove. Bull runs call, I'm breaking free. Crypto soul is screaming me. Been a long time since the dip sank low. Bought the crash, watch the fire grow. Rug pulls fade, I shake them down. Gas fees roar, still I wear the crown. Oh, not unlock that key, hear the cry. Whales can't break me, reaching for the sky.
Check, check.
How long road ahead.
Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
It's working.
Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome. You still don't sound like Batman.
Get your finger on the button, Sean.
Will do.
the sky I climb. Block and roll, screaming one more time. Scream. Block and roll. Block and roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for the turkey. But before we do, let us never forget, never ever ever forget our usual ritual of the cowbell. Prepare for the ringing of the cowbell.
Get the big one too.
We got it. Just need a little cowbell in your life to make things go a little bit better. That was you were supposed to hit the button then, Sean.
Oh, right then. Well, we need to get a little light or something. I just hit the
Button, Sean, just hit the button.
Jeez.
Who am I to hold it or resist? Trading through the blockchain haze.
Sean, we're just waiting on you, man.
Oh, right.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I'm just going to say thank you very much.
Some reason buttons are hard to hit around here. I don't understand it, but for some reason they are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Late Night Crypto Road Dog, and we're just watching Bitcoin dive bump after we had a nice little pump up today with Asia coming in, and now when I come on stream, they just want to start dumping us down. Well, we're starting to lose levels now. I pulled a fib, and we may have hit it, may have not, but that's a 113 area that we just hit, and I was kind of aiming for, this was one of my targets I'm shooting for, and then possibly this little guy, but she decided to get a little rejection over here at that guy. So, well, now we got to start doing a little something. Where are you coming down to, baby? It looks like you might be coming down to test the bomb, this trend line, that 200 moving average. I'm on a 1 minute time frame, you little degens. I know you recognize it. And we're sitting here wondering what the hell's going on up there with that beautiful cup and handle to the upside that ain't working out too good, or flag or whatever. At an area of resistance, so I'm not shocked that this is happening. Just kind of hope that it catches over here soon. So I want to pull me a little fibby here on this very 1 minute time frame, all the way up there to the toppy top. And boy, howdy, wouldn't that be a beautiful area right there? That 200 moving average and that 236 Fibonacci. Oh, sweet pancakes with syrup, butter, and stuff, or whatever. I have no exclamation that describes the joy in my heart that I would feel if we bounced there, because that could be something fantabulous. However, you know, the normal places, a little bit normal, to look for it to come and bounce would be down here at this 1088 area, and that's still really good. That's still like you build up a much bigger a bigger formation here on the bigger time frames, and quite honestly, it could come down to 0.5 and still be all right. Well, you're just saying, I'm just saying, man, we got a trend line here. If this line here holds, that would be awesome. Bitcoin has been, I've been watching her kind of carefully today, and she's been pulling a lot of little tricks out of her bag, just little things that would, if you front run, if you try to guess what's going to happen right before it does, like it comes, if price is coming to a trend line and starting to break, and you're like, well, okay, it broke my trend line, I'm going to break it, I'm going to go ahead and short, or something like that. If you're trying to front run ideas, or if it's coming out of, breaking, getting a little bit of a breakout or something, she's been really good. Here's an example of this one right here. Been really good at faking out, and then you're like, oh my gosh, if you're probably watching a flag like this idea over here, because a lot of people do. I'm just saying, it's just for real. I mean, it's legit. You got touches. It's legit pattern. It's just, just not part of the big zoomer out kind of idea. But faked out, and then it broke here. Oh, I'm going to short. You short, and then that didn't last long. That didn't amount to much. That was just that's just the exchange taking fees, and you didn't really come out ahead or anything on that one. Going up or down through this, it was a nice little flush out both ways, and then continued on up to the upside. So, any stop losses, unless you put it down under here, and just count your blessings. They didn't take it that far. They could have. They've just been doing little bitty tricks like that all day today. On everything, long, going longs and shorts. So it wouldn't surprise me that they get here and then maybe break that 200 or break this level just a smidgen and then snap it right back and say, "Gotcha, bitch." That's what they like to say. I just repeat what I heard. I heard them say that one time. So lost that trend line. That kind of sucked. But see, here's another example, right? If you're playing the trend line strategies and things like that, you got to be cautious. You got to be cautious because it look like, oh, we're getting a bear trap. We're getting a, oh, look. And you might be looking at, you might even be thinking, and we're getting a bear trap and a breakout, and then boom, like this. I mean, they've been dirty. But they did break that trend line, so I do have to look. But we are coming close to areas where she could be catching. She's catching early there right now in that 200. I wonder if it's going to stick here on the 1 minute time frame. We're going to start getting our little turnaround bouncy bounce off this area. This would be a great area. She may have to, do a little formation or something down here. But if this area holds, and let's hope it does, it could be nice and juicy. I see a bunch of ones in me chat over here. We got a one chat party. Lots of chatty chats going on here. Let me see if I can scroll up and see where there's actually words. EMG Motorsports says, "Hello, I'm here, but currently on hold with a government thing. So, I could be 30 minutes or so on hold. So I'll listen to the turkey, amen." I appreciate you. What's up, everyone? There's Joe from Trade Intuition. Are you ready? 4 minutes early. What? And then we got a bunch of ones, and they're still going. I guess you're trying to get the chat. Oh, wow. Okay, that works. I gotta say, that works. If I think I can do this. Yeah, that got my circle there. 259 on the chat rate right there. That's pretty impressive. That's kind of snazzy. That's a cool little trick. That doesn't happen very often here. Thank you, guys. I think that helps in some way. We'll see. Got 21 people hanging out right now. We're watching Bitcoin on the tiny 1 minute. See if she's going to catch a little bounce here. Looks like she lost one of my trend lines. I don't know how accurate. I have to zoom out and see what it was. Zoom. Oh, kind of up here. I don't really. I would adjust you personally myself. Let's see what kind of a difference that makes. Oh, this 1 minute crazy little top. Well, that wasn't it, was it? Okay, well, anyway, there's still something there. Hopefully it gets some respect. Something. Or is that it? So let's see if we can bounce. So anyway, so Bitcoin had a nice day today, so we can say that. We talked about these possibilities. Friday when we're doing all the dumping, and Saturday we're feeling kind of bad, and it just. Don't be surprised if they pull a fast one on Sunday. They seems like they come into the weekend and then they leave in an opposite way. It seems like whether they're pumping up the market on the weekend and dumping you on a Sunday or a Monday, or dumping you going into the weekend and then pumping you on a Sunday and Monday. And the markets aren't even open. The real markets aren't even open. However, the CME Bitcoin futures is open, so they're open for business. So we got to keep in account any ideas of was there a gap from last time from Friday on your CME futures? I don't. If there was, you just filled it. I'm sure that there was. I don't know. I didn't get here in time to catch it, but if there was, they probably filled it. They don't want to miss any action. Remember we were dumping on Friday, and then we kept going down, so they probably pumped us up to a good little level there. This is a CME futures chart, and I think it's a very cool one to watch. Put you on my regular candles here. The moving averages are much more bullish over here, and it's a much more bullish chart in general. And here on the daily, Bitcoin looked good, man. Still looking good. You are actually trading right now, right? Here's your candle at 22:30 on Sunday, May 20. Yeah, they're active. Well, cool. I'm watching them on the 15 minute. We're losing some ground here, though. We overall, yeah, we really are. But the bigger time, or the bigger moving averages here, I'm on the 15-minute time frame, by the way. I'm sorry to keep skedaddling away, but I've just got us in this big-ass channel over here that we just kind of flow in and up and down and keep flowing in and out, just like the moving average. It's just, that's just kind of what we're doing, just this little tunnel we've been in for forever and ever. And we just kind of keep going with the flow. And hopefully these moving averages stay in pretty good formation here. These guys don't crisscross, especially the bigger ones. Smaller ones are already. And this still kind of suggests to me we might. Are we bouncing? Or are we rolling over here? What are you doing? Oh, they're very interesting. So right now we're obviously in a range. We can't seem to get past this area here. Even on this attempt here, we've not made a higher high, and we just kind of doubled up there. And it does look to me like she might want to flirt around with this range just a little bit more. All right. Okay, so I had this marked for something. I wish I'd made a note about it because it looks like it nailed something. I can't claim it because I don't know what it was saying. It's usually time-based, or we were doing something with RSIs. I don't know. But anyway, she's MOA, so I'm going to remove you. Deletio. Oh man, whew, didn't you wick down there that day? That was harsh. So if we're looking for retest ideas, does suggest that we are among one. And again, we got that nice little area that I would love to see us bounce off of. 109. Meanwhile, I don't want to get stuck too much on that because, you know, we're mostly in for altcoins, and they were having a pretty decent day. It looks like they're trying to recover. But now since Bitcoin's kind of doesn't know what he's wanting to do, they're starting to get a little iffy as soon as I come on here, and that kind of crazy. So let's take a look, if you don't mind, on the bigger time frames. And I've got a list of altcoins, and I'll tell you what, while I'm sitting here chatting about the indices really quick, I'm going to put the little quest marker out there. And we're going to take a look at total 3. Now let's look at it for the weekly. We probably should have done that with Bitcoin, but we're doing this for total 3 instead. And finally, we got our cross. We got our bullish cross here on total 3, and that suggests that the bulk of the downward trend that we've been on should be about over. Should be pretty much over now. Now, just because it crosses doesn't mean that we are at, well, it doesn't mean that we've got bottom in. I mean, we would hope. It doesn't mean that it's up, is what I'm trying to say. Up only. There's a lot of variations here when these things cross. This is on a bigger time frame, but it tells us that now our trend is officially changing here for the MACD on the weekly, and that we should start expecting a little bit better behavior out of some of these altcoins. Now, it's not a very impressive cross. I don't see a very steep angle. She looks a little lackluster to me, and I'm gonna flop it over. Just flop it over. Just flop it over instead of boom, shoving it up there. But maybe she just needs to flop it over and gain a little momentum and then start getting that little rise up. So let's just be happy with what we got. I think we can take a look at our bigger indicators here, and we see the momentum wave has got a nice little start there. I'd like to see some things coming, but money flow is in the green. You can't see it over here yet, but you can see it on this little green bar down here. We finally flipped green, and that's the most important thing on this indicator, in my opinion, is that money flow. When she goes green, everything just seems to be better. The bearish days don't seem as bearish, and then now we come down to something like the 4-hour, which is very reasonable for our weekend trading. And it looks like, now I don't know for sure, but It resembles something that I would affectionately call. I don't think this is going to work, is it? You're not even over there. Okay, crap. Anyway, it looks like what I'd call a bear trap, where we broke the trend line over this weekend, and oh no, altcoins. Well, this is it for altcoins. We've broken trend line. We've broken the 786 Fibonacci. We've given it up, man. It's all, or whatever that should be for this poll. We've given it up, and then boom, here we go. It's Sunday. Oh, everything changes on Sunday. So we got pump day Sunday on altcoins, and that's a good sign. And I'm taking that as manipulation, man. I'm taking that as fake out. I'm taking that as being mean. I hope I'm right. That trend line is let me clarify this though. That trend line is going to some wicks over there. If we put it bodies to bodies, are we back in yet? Oh no, we still got more to prove. Oh well, I would take that challenge. Yeah, I would make it push that much harder to prove it. So maybe not go too crazy on bear trap idea just yet. But it looked like she's trying. And it all depends on, how do you interpret that? Do you go part of the way? That's why I'm preferring the candle bodies, because that's a stronger indicator. If she does that, then I know, hey man. But in between there, it could be a fake out. It's, oh, she didn't close her candle in there. Ah, we rolled over. I mean, I don't know, but I would feel better seeing her go just that little extra mile. Get above that 21 moving average would be a good start. That would be good. We still got some bearish flipping and going on here, so I'm still kind of looking at that, honestly. If you notice the 9 over the 50, I mean, if it's strong enough and she can keep it up here, it can reverse that and make it better. But until that happens, it's kind of some sandbaggy weight, so this may not stick. You mean it could be a bearish it could still be a bearish retest. The rule of the game is you gotta open, you want to see a candle open and close above that line, and then you're almost, you can almost be sure that you're safe. And until that actually happens, and then we're just kind of front running an idea, speculating, and not waiting for confirmation. So I don't mean to get all excited about it's a possible bear trap. I don't think it's confirmed yet, but until the meantime, sure as fun as H to play. And I hope it does. Now, looking at the 1 hour, it's making me think maybe she can pull it off. Let's hope she does. I hope she does. Pull it off, baby. Make it a bear trap. And then we might expect a nice, stronger move up to these areas. So you're saying it's a cup and handle? I am not. No, I'm not. I'm not saying anything about a cup and a handle at all. No. At best, we got a range so far, until we can break up these highs that we've been bumping our head on at $940 billion here. But that's a nice little start to try to do that. Meanwhile, we come over here to Crypto Bubbles, and we look at the daily, and we got some gains. I think it was a little bit higher, but I think we gave some back this last hour, didn't we? But ladies and gentlemen, while you guys are figuring out what altcoins, I'm gonna take a look at a few right here. This one's a Beamer coin. It's not in the DGen family, but it's one of my plays because it's one of my bigger plays, or one of my longer term plays that I've got here. This is Zcash. Oh, did you go up in here? Oh, target. Let's zoom out. And a little bit more. How hard did you get today? That's pretty good. 56. Blue ones are measured moves. So I believe that's the measure move for the whether you want to see inverted head and shoulder or triple bottom pattern or just bottom channel, however you want to interpret that, they're all correct. Gives you $55 area, and we finally made it. We finally made it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and no matter how I draw my little spider monkey lines here, it looks to me like we broke out of a channel and did a retest. And it looks like we are still above trend lines here. Even if I put it there, it would still be there. I believe that was our measure move to the target right there. So cool. That's what we got there. Well, I guess we need to do our little vanity thing. But Zcash, are you going to pull back? It all depends if she holds this line or not. I still could see possibly $62 coming for Zcash to come back up, to come up to these areas. I don't know. Looking down 200 moving average is still around 30, still right around here. So inverted head and shoulders has a really good chance of coming back to retest these areas. I just wonder if Zcash might be falling back to 45 at some point after she makes this little run up. I am my buying kind of quit under $40, and now I'm into take profit sell mode. So my plan is to pyramid out at some of these levels here. Take profit, that is, so that I can roll over and take more, buy more whenever we get a bigger pullback. That's my game plan on this one. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I don't know if we can say nailed it or not. That's close enough for toothpicks, I think. Is that even a thing? Boom! Oh, and I got to do the voice and all that stuff too, so bear with me just a moment while we go. Nailed it! Click. Okay. Yeah, okay. Screenshot it. So I can't get a turkey in my screenshot, so I'm going to put my turkey face over here and screenshot it again. Oh, looky there. All right, we take this over to the Telegram group on the vanity wall, because that is a vanity call to do such a thing. Oh, look, somebody made 54%. What was that? Oh, Peppy, 1,000 Peppy. Congratulations, my person. So this was a measured move. What I like is that the majority of targets that my system really focuses on are ones that you get a reaction or rejection of a pivot area. And so a measured move, in my opinion, if you take them correctly, a lot of times you do get an action. Sometimes they're not perfect, but I find if you take your care with them, that they do come out a little bit more accurate. Does that make sense? And usually it's the fibs that are getting a result like that here on the channel. All right, so we quit our little braggy stuff here, and now we got to figure out, well, what's she doing now? Because this looks nice, this looks strong. We're assuming, oh wow, she wicked all the way down to $20. That'd be crazy. Can you come all the way back there? I'm going to play this one, or line this one, I don't know. I'm going to counter, but I'm also going to take this from this bottom over here. And that one, that looks a little bit more real. So I've got my eyes on these little areas. And that is going to be $46 and also back at 50. Just to see what happens if this area holds. This one kind of makes me a little bit nervous as an area because she's already touched it a couple of times there, right? So if it does too many times, you know, maybe she can come back down here, and then what does this do? Whether it works out or not, that kind of, you know, would not be the price action we're looking for. But the trend line is also going to be our friend. She might just bounce right. She may just come down and actually retest the breakout of this area right here too. So 49. If she falls below this area here at 50, and she may continue a stronger move up, and then that's where we had our bigger targets, right, for this one, and which we need to figure out right now, our next new target area. Oh gosh darn it, we just hit one, didn't we? We just hit the 618. We just nailed that one. All right, well, don't fade the 618s. Our next target would be $66 area. So I need to chill on my selling until $65, $66. Some of these are just too gosh darn big. Too gosh darn big. So next target for Zcash, I'd be looking right there, $66 area. What would that be from where we are now to there? Be another 25%. Not bad if you were in Zcash when she was around $42. That means you got 32% up to that move. You'd be up 25% now, and taking profit up there about 66 would be about 50% gain. So not bad, a little steady play there on Zcash. She do look like she need to be pulling back here on the 2 hour. I would say she's already got that started. Yeah, she got bounced off the 200 there, so the little pullback. He's never hurt anyone. Now that's a lie. I'm going to take a quick look at virtual. Virtual's protocol. I'm still looking at this target at $2.60. Oh, did you fake us out too? You did. Let's carry this little line up there. I haven't looked at this particular chart, so I didn't notice that. That was a weird ass trend line. We went all the way from the very bottom there. I think we got that from the angle, didn't we? Or we were trying. I think it was an angle play. Anyway, she's back into it, so bear trap off of Miss Lucy right there. That kind of crazy how that works. You got the 666 moving average, little devil girl coming in there. We bounced off of her, and a nice little strong move. So bumping our heads. They say 272. Got to start getting over, or 225 here. That little top that we had there, and then 260. Let's go, baby. So from down here in this area, what, 180? You got down to 180. You got people scared. Be 38% gains to get up there. He just bought it on the dip when she was down and nobody wanted to talk about it. She broke trend lines. Oh, it's over for virtuals. This is it. It's time to short. And then they got us. I just backed off of everything this weekend. Normally I've got limit orders set on my spot margin positions to accumulate on pullbacks and stuff. And I just backed off completely. I didn't try to buy, or maybe a few sales if anything happened, but everything was falling, so I just backed off. Now let things pump up to the upside. Let me come over to the chat. We got Strega, shout out to you guys. Joe Trade Intuition, Dave P, Soul Humor, Ave Medina. And then we put this out. Ave says Solana. Scarro says, this guy's a safe place for DGens. Post a DGen token. I'll start Simpson. Looks bottom. Simpson. Okay. I'll chart anything and look at it. You may not like what I say, but I'll chart and look at it. If it's got a decent chart, I'll tell you. I'm not. I mean, if I see potential red flags on the project, I'll mention that. But basically, I'm not here. I'm your second opinion guy. I'm just here to show you what I'm just sharing with you what I see. I'm not trying to persuade you one way or the other. Some people don't like these DJs, some people are totally against them. I'm like, hey man, it's a market. They make money. If it's got a good chart, you can make some money on it. You may have to play it a little different, not do as much, or You don't want to move the market. You don't want to own all of it. Well, maybe you do. Huh. Gotta think about what I'm saying. I got a see-through shirt on. No, actually, I can't see through it, but it's green. I see the road behind me because I have a rear view mirror. All right. Suitings. I almost missed that one. If I missed them, if I missed them, then what? Well, I tell you what. If I missed them, no, that one doesn't work anymore. You suck, little thing. We'll find them. Good brown gravy. Introvert coin on Solana. And you're setting the launch pad. Let's see. Introvert coin. Oh, I think you mentioned that last night, didn't you? On the outro, I think. Introvert. I think so. Introvert on Solana. And we got Nero ETH. Is that one starting to trend up now? Chris Klein says, it's our Floki's Angels and my cat Floki's birthday today. She turned 1. Well, let's celebrate. Because I know cats love fireworks. And loud noises. Well, happy birthday, kitty cats. Says I'm buying more on behalf of her birthday. There's Aldo Pancho. So it says, Turkey, if you get a fruit craving, mixed fruit and oatmeal is amazing. It is. That is good. Late night scat. You know, I hadn't thought about oatmeal late at night in a while. Huh. I like the strawberries and cream. That was probably my favorite. All right, let's put all these coins in the bag and mix them all up. I gotta say, well, I want to take a look at this introvert coin because that was mentioned last night. So this is that meme coin that somebody mentioned last night, right? Brand new, and we were charting it out, and she looked like, you know, she's going parabolic, drawing a trend line. All I could say is draw a trend line, and once it breaks, get out, because then you don't know. And that's so crazy. It was, you know, and it was starting to leave the trend line and get this green candle. It looked good, and I'm like, you know, what are you going to do? It looks like she's popping off. And then boom. And she's been flat ever since. Ain't that crazy? It went from, what, $56,000 market cap to 6,000. So we're looking for introvert coin. Well, it looks like that qualifies as an M top. And if you want to go by the measured move, I mean, that could be kind of nasty. I don't think my fibs are set up to do this. Oh, you're not. That would be horrible. That would be horrible to come down here. I'm not trying to scare you or anything. That's in the negative. That cannot happen. Well, at least not that far into zero. So looks like we're not holding the 618. Honestly, I would start looking down here at this 886 area. And that'd be easy to remember. It's like 111.00111. Right there at that area to see what she does right at there. If she starts picking up traction for there, she might be safer to get in or to add to a bag. She lost the 6. I don't think she's going to. She might at the 1842 area. I mean, we can look at that, but I would probably expect that deeper retracement for it to do something. So that's about all that we can kind of gather here. This is on the 1 hour. Oh, do you have something? You've already wicked there. It looks like she's going to at least come back to this area. So here's an idea. There is a possible fib area that could, and that's at the 618 too. This is but the 618 is up here. It wicked a little bit below it. There's a saying what gets wicked off and gets candlestick, but you can watch for these areas about 28 and see if we start getting something happening there. I got to go to the small time frames to kind of peep it out. And wow, we might be. All right, so I'm going to say this because I've pulled some fibs from the last one, and this could be a possible bottom. So if we get a higher high here, you might have a play. I would possibly look at, and I don't mean just a green candle. I mean she's got to kind of hold this area and start moving up there. Preferably even get up above here, and then you would feel a bit more comfortable. Maybe. That's an idea. It's possible. Let's see. Have you considered your the bad thing would be if it's like, you know, I mean, this should be your 5, and I would think that would be A, B, C. It would suck if she come up here and then went down there. That could also be on the table too. So, but there might be. It looks like she might be bouncing here, and I'd be kind of curious and see if she can get past this 42 area. Oh, look, there's the backup buttons. You do have more here. But this area that is starting, that it may be bouncing off here. Well, I mean, don't know for sure. This is 5 minutes, so we should know pretty soon if it's going to bounce off there. I might even try to come back to this one tonight to look at it. You might have to remind me. I get kind of lost. Let's go check out. Let's check out Simpson on Solana, right? No, Introvert was on Solana. Simpson, and there are a lot of Simpson coins out here. There's Homer Simpson, and well, MEXC's got 2 different ones too. I'm going to look at the one on MEXC and paying attention to the chat over here on my tablet, see if there's any response if I got the wrong one. We got about, I don't know, at least a 8 or 10 second delay here. So we had this bottom, went below it. Bear trap idea. To me, I like the bottom formation here, and I'm a bottom feeder. I'd be nibbling if I wanted to play this at here because I mean the target was right. The target's going to be right over here. The bigger target's going to ultimately be right here, just so that we can do a double up from there if we can get past it. So there's some definite gains to be had. I mean, think about it from here. If this one takes back off, to get back up to where it was, and that was, oh my god, that was last summer though. This has been all year. Even December it didn't make it up there, so you got that to contend with too. But she is down at the bottom. That would be a 10x just to get back up there to, what is that, 12,572. We are at 1031 right now. I'm going about the last zero, so that would be a 10x from there. Don't know if it's the best crypto play to ever make, but looking here, let's see. Money flow is coming up. Now she's recently been coming down, starting to turn around again, but she's still within her little area there. And this is on the daily. I mean, this is definitely a degen play, but if you're going to play a degen play, I mean, she's got lots of wicks. Man, oh man. I mean, what? I don't even know what the market cap of this is. It's got to be tiny. So you had this idea. I mean, and what if she comes back down here? So I would look, you know, she can come down here and she could drop another 20% just to visit these areas. But your upside potential, well, that's up to 10x or even more. It's a lot better than that. But just from here to, let's say to the Lucy line up here, that red line up there, That's not 20% down. That's 200% up. So you got a decent risk to reward idea going on at these bottoms, and I like that. Where's this at? Are you on COINEX? You got me feeling D-Jenny. All right, so here's the first area, the main area we need to look at right here. 2,500. So that'd be a 2x just to get back up to retest those areas. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, fun, or whatever. It looks like it's really up and down and janky. I mean, this one makes, 150% gains in one day and gives it all back. So if you can do this on the exchange, one technique that I think is really cool, and I don't know if you will see some of these targets because you haven't seen a lot of these in over a year. These definitely look reasonable to me.
There goes vacation. There goes the rent. All that money's long gone spent.
And we'll take this, put it over here at this one, and we'll do the same thing. Now we got a nice little local range from where we were in December. Beautiful targets here, in my personal opinion. And let's see if is it worth it? Is it worth it to play this one? Because I kind of think it is. From if you got in right now, this is screw it, I'm just throwing some money in it, and it went up here to our first target, 236. It's 50% gains. 382 area, which tests this little area right over here that we lost, flagged out and lost. So we had consolation there. We go back and test that area. That's 100% gain. That's moonbag. That's like pull my $100 out, let the rest of the 100 ride. And if that $100 drops, because you already took your money out, well, it's only worth half of that. But if that $100 goes up, then it's worth $121. If that $100 bag that's free and clear that you moonbagged at that position goes up to our next target, or second target over here, it's almost double. It's half. It's $150 worth, and you already got your $100 out. This is free money, just growing as the market goes. Well, that's crazy. If it goes up to here, my $100 bag that I already took my $100 out turns into $233. That's crazy. So those are just ideas that I just throw out there to ponder when it comes to playing these bottom ideas. They're the easiest time to moonbag them is when they're on the bottom. Like I said, you 20% risk to get back down here to the bottoms, or lots more just on spot alone. That's crazy. Wait a minute. What's the deal with this coin? I don't know anything about it. Simpson. What is it? I know it's got to be a meme coin. That Simpson makes me want to toss $20 with a sell order at 8x. I know, right? It kind of does. Market cap is $8,000, man. Well, this is actually Homer Simpson coin. Okay. Right? That's when. It's hard to freaking tell. This one's on Pancake. I don't know. I can't tell. This is the one that's on Coinbase. It just says Simpson. And I see that my watermark is not there anymore. And it just says Simpson. Well, it says Homer over here. Homer is on MEXC. They got it. Okay, so that's the same. That's the right one then. Homer. Price is 1031. No, I can't tell. That's not right. Homer. Looks like the same damn thing, but that's what I'm getting. I don't know. Well, this is the Homer on MEXC. Let's take a look at, is it suiting? Who's got this one? KuCoin's got it. MEXC's got it. Let's check MEXC out. Oh, we already got a chart. Did you hit our target? Okay. I don't know what's going on with that one, but this one, I'm claiming this one. Nailed it! That was like, that's old news. That was back in May. Gosh darn it. Man, checked on this one. My goodness, she actually popped out and hit it and came back in. Isn't that crazy? That would be the benefit of just leaving the limit orders at those fib areas and just... That would have been sweet. Let's say if you were down here and then over a few days, 129%, and you got part of your bag filled. You had other limit orders up there just waiting to get hit or something. I don't know, just ideas. But then she came all the way back down. That kind of sucks. Are you getting ready to do something? I think she's found some support area here at the 50 moving average. We want to lean toward that idea. So I'm kind of curious about this. Looks like she broke our main trend line idea. Carry that down to the little wikis and we got a little fuzzy area. I'll put a dotted line there. So we're kind of in an area that we could play around with, in my personal opinion, and I think it can reverse here. If I'm going to play that little idea, I'm going to follow these candle bodies and that one up there. It's kind of suggesting pretty strongly to me that the real magical trend line would be something like this. And to me, that just opened. Well, I mean, if you go straight up, you can say, "Oh wow, we could go to 0.005," but looks like we're going to have retested this little area. It looks like it just opens up the possibilities. But you can see she doesn't respect trend lines. When she doesn't want to, she can just pop right out of them. She can get a little feisty, it looks like. So limit order set at these guys. Just my personal opinion. I mean, we were to pop up there. It's 96, 132% gains, 200 moving averages up there. These targets are in between the 100 and 200. Turkey sneezed. My bad. Ha! Saved you guys from that. So nines cross the 21. Not bad, but they're just kind of flirt. Looks like you'll be a little shaky through here until we actually get a pop up back above this trend line, and that would be our breakout. I would say just give it just let's see what it does this week. Looks like she's trying to gain her ground and pop out there. We got Nero ETH. Broke the trend line, but look what she's doing. See that angle? So that makes me feel I'm going to keep that guy there because but it makes me pull another one over here. And doing though, you're not quite getting that angle, are you? It makes me wonder if she's going to, do something like this again, then come down again and get a different angle. That's a pretty decent angle though. That's about like a 45 degree. I mean, we're kind of in speculation when it comes to that on these charts. I mean, maybe she could come down to something like that. We've got, it doesn't have to do this. It does not have to do this, but this is just one little technique that helps out sometimes. But I think we already broke that little, yeah, that's what that was. But this seems to be holding with some solid candles there. We just got to see some nice bigger moving average crosses there. 9's got to cross over that 21 again. And I've been seeing this happen a lot lately. I think it's that where it can. So we're at that part of the market where some of the things start turning around a little bit faster than expected, and that's cool. I ain't got no problem about it. So from here, the best thing to do is draw a trend line, in my personal opinion, on the tops. And she breaks above that. Consider that a breakout. And we'll look and see if we can get back into this. This one will probably be some resistance from here on out, but I got this target at 16.5 and 18.5 cents, and that's not changed. That was based on these fibs over here, so that's where we're trying to still get to. What I like here on the 4 hours that the ribbons of, or the moving averages have all flipped bullish. You got all lights, I mean, almost all of them. All the major ones are giving you the green light. And you've also got the green dot going on Market Cipher right now. Did that just now pop up, or has that been confirmed for a few candles? Looks like that's been confirmed for a few candles here. Yeah. So that's a good sign. And money flow starting to come. This is the signs you want to see on this indicator that, you know, momentum is starting to go in our favor here. So from where we are now up to there, 96%. That'll be our 786 and 886 retracement areas up there. The sweet targets worth waiting for, in my personal opinion. Take a look at Solana. Nice, holding that area on the 4 hour chart. Bigger moving averages, they're still in bearish formation. Notice this one's starting to creep up on 300. This is a 360 starting to creep up on the 666. So starting to 200s creeping up on the 800. All these others already bullshit crossed all those guys, so that was good. And let me get these guys out of here. Oh, we don't have yet, do we? What is that? Hello? Probably putting the same damn lines back on there. Well, the sweet spot's going to be 219. That should be where we more or less kind of gravitate to on this big trajectory that we're on right now. I guess the question is, when's a good time to add to your bag? And I'd say pretty much about right now. Sounds crazy, but if we take our trend line, adjust it as much as we can to the bottoms of it, we're just now blasting off from it. And if you're looking at the horizontal lines or diagonal lines, we're breaking out from that falling wedge pattern, or however you want to define that. Channel, falling wedge, they're both right. And she's not cleared this high just yet, but that's what she's working on right now. So there might be a possible pullback. You might get it somewhere in the mid 70s, but she might just decide to take off here very soon, very shortly. She's all set up. Just need a good cross of these moving averages down here. We'll take a look at that in just a second. And then you might get you a nice little pump when they cross. So we got the 21 right here getting ready to cross over the 360. That will be kind of neat. 9 just crossed over the 50, and we're playing around underneath the 100. That's where we're getting a little bit of resistance. So definitely a possibility we could be coming back, you know, and talk to a 9 moving average in this range, the 50 moving average. We could see that about 174, but we're basically, it would be cool if it went ahead and put in a higher high and got above 178. So we're kind of looking at this little guy over here, paying attention to him. That's the guy. That's the one we got to get past. We'll make him a gray target. And she may be trying to do that right now. Well, let's come down to the 15-minute and let's get some insight. Yeah, Helen, she gave the officer a license, and then she put the floor to the gas to the metal and just started going off. She's racing over here on the 5-second chart like a little bat out of. Oh no, she didn't make the curve. Oh no, she's regaining control now. We're after her at the stop sign, and now she's making a U-turn. Well, it's kind of interesting on the 5-second chart. Lots of things happen awful quickly over here. Well, that's already giving me a little bit of a. Okay, good. Look, we made it over this one. We just got to do some others. So Solana looking kind of interesting. Now, what's this 5-minute? You got some sandbag potential, don't you? I'm not convinced we're gonna. I could be totally wrong. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll break out a little bit, but I can still see us kind of coming back with these moving averages over here. Let me see what the 15's saying. But I tell you what, why don't we just get our old tricks out and see where you are? Well, as crazy as it seems, that little top area that we had over there is our 50 moving average. And 180, I think it's going to be the nice little local target to see if we can shoot up there. 183 might be a coming. Not as sweet as that $219 target over there when you zoom out, though, is it? Oh, man. That we could be bouncing off this nice little trend line. Looks like we're in a beautiful little channel idea to me. So far, so good. Just like Bitcoin was on that one chart we looked at. We're just kind of going with the flow. See if we can go with the flow here some more. There's a 195 target. I failed to mention that one because, well, can't catch them all. But it did seem, best I remember, that that 220 was the real nice one to hold out for. So, Lonnie, we put you on the 4 hour. See what you look like on the 4 hour. 4 hours had a green dot there. MACD's starting to move a little positive. She's starting to. She hasn't done it yet. She's just thinking about it. She's flirting with the idea. Flirting with the idea of coming to this party and bringing all the good stuff. So should you wait for these little guys? I mean, if you think we're just going to zigzag and do all this stuff, you might be. You think we'll range for a little bit, and then maybe we will, and they will come in handy. But if you're trying to get paid, well, I think that 119 and 195 area look kind of sweet to me. What is that, about 23% gains up to that area? We'll share this over with the group there. This is 4 hour. Just put some swing fib targets there. All right, let's take a look at the Doge, shall we? Well, look at you, Doge, on the 4 hour. That little range tool's throwing me off. What are you saying? You're saying you're at the point of control trying to go to 23.6 cents. I see a nice. It may take it a while for this to happen. It's taking it a while. But all those moving averages are starting to turn around on us, and that's exactly what we want. Is that a cup and handle? I would say no. The handle came all the way back to the bottom to the belly button. Perhaps it's a cup and dangle. So we lost that, and that's kind of concerning. So, you know, Doji. Still got that guy going on, and probably still got this other idea going on too. Opens up this guy. You're still on the radar. I don't see anything keeping us from getting up to 26 cents. And that should be our 382 fib area. So we just cleared this area here. This was the discount zone, and if you feel like you should have bought more Doge when it was 17 or 16, 17, 18 cents, well, that's kind of common now that we leave the little discount zone, and they're like, oh, I should have bought more. Well, I can't help it because we're not in the discount zone. If we go back into the discount zone, gets up. Right now, we're out of the discount zone. I can't do nothing about it. Look, it's an M top and a cup and handle to the upside and a flag. It's all. Yeah, you know, I mean, you just draw the lines like what you got them, and well, we weren't channeling. However you want to do them, we're on copy or whatever. And you break out and lost that one, but retesting this one, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. So we're looking for it to gain a new area, a new bottom, and we'll track it. And this might be it. I would say it probably is. So I'm looking over here. I think it might stick. I'm probably going to leave it there, but we don't want to just make a habit of just, let's just follow it all the way down. It's still telling us that this is going to be resistance if we just look at trend lines. But we'll take this in consideration for our new trend line there. And we will get rid of this old guy here because he's just, yeah, we don't need that anymore. We're not in that zone anymore. We're kind of betwixt here. So she's made a higher low, and she's respecting this 236 fib area that there was resistance. It was the resistance area, and she's magically finding a support. So cool, man. After 26 comes 30 cents. And that looks yummy for Doge. I'm not saying it's blasting off. She's still got work to do, but she's doing it. One step at a time, baby. One step at a time. You just gotta take bigger steps, please. Bigger steps, baby. You can do it. I cannot read my... Oh, okay, I know what you are. Couldn't read my writing. Well, this is grass. I don't know if you guys are... This is grass coin. A token called grass. Anyway, just looking at the token here and just kind of following it. What I would do, and oh my God, we lost it. It's over for grass. We lost the 618 and everything. It's done. It's over. It's gone. And then look, beautiful. I think they're being tricky. They're being tricky little bastards out here for the ones that they want to accumulate. Look at that, nice. I consider that a bear trap. Well, aren't you going to put it onto... I can, but I like that. That is so cool. So cool. We're going to zoom out on grass and... we're going to see how high this little biatch can go. Looks like she did come back. So here was the idea. That's the wrong color. If you're looking for double bottom scenarios and things like that, and she came back and retested that little area. She didn't quite nail it. She don't have to. but there's a small little gap in there. Just point out, it can be a fuzzy zone. They don't have to come back and touch the same areas, but that kind of clears that, and okay, check. This room's clear. Go to the next one. So here we are with the crossing over the movement averages. That's bullish. We've trying to draw. You give me a janky trend line, man. You're giving me a janky trend line, but we'll go with it. All right. So that's what I got. 2 touches there, and it looks like it corresponds with the angle over here. Pretty nice. So we want to assume that we're in the channel until we're not in the channel. And straight up from that channel is 280. So there's just that idea by itself, just zooming in. Now I just want to zoom out. We'll leave the bottom trend line. Leave the bottom trend line. Take the cannoli. No, leave the cannoli. I forgot. So nice little total retest or rejection of the 618 there, man. That was perfect. I suppose at 280 will be a price that we will have to contend with again. I don't think we will just blast on through it to the other side as he, of course, you know, who knows. Crazy things have happened, but I would assume that we'll probably try to, you know, bump our heads there a minute. I may have to get a little correction there again, maybe not. So 332, 280 are possibly coming out of grass. And let's just jump out there and let's get our hope for high target. Let's get our moneymaker target, shall we? These are my favorite ones to put out there, and then we can come back and sometime in a week or so and it's like, oh look. And hopefully, now they don't all do this, but more often than not that they do, but we do run across some of them. We're like, well, that didn't happen, did it? No. Doesn't always happen, okay? But when it does, it's fun, and we go, nailed it. But regardless of where it happens or not, it is a Fibonacci pivot point where something should happen. That's all I'm saying. I like that 337. So this is a grass, and I'm going to put this out over here on the group for some nice areas. I'm not saying it's not really a trade setup, but you do get some nice gains, I do believe. What were the gains? This is what I mean. It's important, I think, to do this. 16%, 42%, 87, 107 to get up there. We've never been up here before, or that I know of, with this token, at least on this chart, since it's been on Bybit. It has seen almost $4, and we're at 236 now. So that's some pretty good gains there, I think. So I'll share this. This is grass for hour. These are just swing targets. This is how I look at them. They're swing targets. So wherever you get in on a swing trade or whatever, I don't know what your entry is. Those are just some good places to take targets. You might get 20%, or you might have been in the game for long enough where you can get 76% or 108%. You also got that nice little breakout idea. Do remember, there's always that chance to come back and test the breakout area, and especially these little highs over here. That is somewhere between 180 and 190. It can happen on a pullback. If we go bullish and then all of a sudden we correct, we can see that. That's why it's important to take profits at these targets. It's a harder thing to do than you would imagine sometimes. Well, this is not a degen play. I'm warning you, this is a boomer play, but the boomer plays have been making money, so we're going to talk about the boomers because they know something. You went past my $224 target and said, screw you, Road Dog. Only leaves me to counteract you, counter with you with this nice 340. I raise you, sir, from 228 to 340. Will you see me call? Looks like we're coming in on the 290 area for our next little target. Now that one might be a little bumpy and we may need to kind of pull back and regroup. That's what I'm waiting to see. I don't know for sure because she's got some curves to her step, and gosh darn it, I love it when they got those curves. There's just something about those curves, right, fellas? I'm just saying, something just keeps you... Wow. I think it's Fibonacci in the curve. I don't think we have a chance to win here. If she's going to go freaking parabolic, if she is, then we might be able to see 339 pretty gosh darn quick. Maybe 290 ain't gonna be much of a headache for her. So I'm actually gonna color this guy orange. As you know, let's see, because she looked like she got some more stuff in her. These ribbons or these moving averages starting to cross, and some of them could be just the one to give it a boost. I do see up and downs because that's just what she gives us, but not very much, right? All that she's been doing, and all we're seeing on these little stair-step moves. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4. They normally have 5 levels, so I'm curious. Is this going to count 1, 2, 3? This is 4. This might be 5 to blow it to a blow off top. So somewhere around here, 290 to 338, we got to start looking for blow off top areas. Let me see if I can figure something out here. Ah, yes, I want to go with you. I'm going with you. The 3618 Juanita. That sounds like a Jason Casper thing. The 3618. And I got to put a note on here so I remember. The holy 368, 368, 361, 361.8.
Yesterday, I thought my profits were here to stay. Like Superman, up and away. Oh, I remember yesterday.
It was not really a wave 3. Well.
Suddenly,
Yeah, I'm going to keep that. So 335 for Aave. That sounds interesting.
oh, I remember yesterday.
Anybody here in Aave by chance?
I don't know, I couldn't say. I didn't know how far it could.
That would be cool. Now, I'm not seeing one of these actually do a blow off top in several cycles, really, that I've caught. They usually fizzle out before they ever go to a blow off top stage on these parabolic moves. Except for in 2017, they were doing it all over the gosh darn place then. That was crazy. Crazy. This is Aave. We're going to post her over here. For our swing targets. Let me come back to the chat. Hello, chat. Can we look at ZBCN? That was actually on my list here. And here it is on. Oh, snap! What the hell? Well, okay. Well, gee, I thought everybody's looking at me crazy when I was putting these targets when we were sitting down here. Like, listen, you know, we got this and we could go all. But that's crazy. Okay, well, can't say I nailed it on that one. That one just said, screw you, I'm gone. What exactly is ZBCN? Network? Okay. It's 107 million. There's 100 billion coins though. What the hell? 79 circulation, 79 billion in circulation. So most of them are out. All-time high was 5 minutes ago. 0.0048. It's done a 5x in 6 months from its low. So it could, I mean, I wouldn't say buy now, but if you're interested in it, when she does pull back, I mean, it does look like it's still early to get in on it, especially after a pullback. I'm just trying to say, what do you do? Where's the description? It was here, but then it ran away from me. It's a decentralized infrastructure network for real-world value flows, founded in 2021. Subtracted $35 million in investments by Circle, Coinbase, Solana Ventures, Bear Capital, Republic, Lightspeed Venture Projects, among others. It's consolidated multiple protocols and integrated a portfolio of blockchain-enabled real-world asset payment and payroll and retail products into an interconnected and interoperable infrastructure network on a path to become a full-fledged financial infrastructure powerhouse. Okay. So this has not been on my It has not been on my radar for real world assets. Maybe it should be. If it's still only got, oh no, here it is, market cap 380 million. That's still small. That's still in the small market cap. And plus that just went up a lot just over the past, I wouldn't say, couple of days here. Oh wow, this is days, right? Well, okay, well I'm late on this one. Let's look at this. So the question is she at a top? Let's see. She is definitely in top area. I'm kind of, I mean, so I don't think she'll get past that one, and I'd say she's got a good chance of already hitting it. If you haven't taken profits on it, you probably should. She went to a point, to a 2, to a 3, I mean, to a 3. I think, personally, I think that, okay, this is on the daily. 9 moving average is down here at 0.0028. Now, it sounds crazy, but I do think that we will come back and test this trend line. And that would be a 0.5 from that impulse move there. A 618 would get you there. Let me come down to the smaller time frames and see what we're getting here, because she's still looking bullish. You still got that curving going on. All the moving averages are looking, they're perfect. I'm going to venture out here to say that I mean, this was where she got rejected, and we could be looking at a double top scenario right up here where she was. These are definitely profit-taking areas, but I'm really got my eye on. I think there's a chance that she might actually hit this one, 0.00576. I really do. But I would keep an eye on this one, 0.0051. Maybe take a little profit of both of those. This is a 361 from the previous way we had before the bust out here. And that I'm gonna, if I had to, I'm gonna speculate and throw myself out there because I think it can. I think that might be the one right there. Boom. So I'll put this out for. I've already got you on there, don't I? And then I think buying down here on a pullback would be pretty nice. That's if you don't take profits, and then you get to watch everything drop back. You know, possibly drop back another 50%. If it gets up there, that's all I'm saying. She decides that, nope, I can't make it up there. Maybe this was it. But she's showing me signs that, man, I think I can get up there. All right, we'll put these targets over here. This is ZBCN. ZBCN for 4 hour. This is for the people that's already in the trade, right? So if you're looking to squeeze out just a little bit more profit, I think those are some good targets to keep your eye on. And that one probably was like, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. But when you get down to the smaller time frames, you can say, oh, there might be something there. All right. I want to take a look at one we haven't looked at in a while called Cubic. And it's starting to get on a lot more exchanges now, and that's kind of cool. It looks like we got it on COINEX too. I don't have the full high price history of it over here. I wish I did. Oh, we really don't, do we? Looks like she took a hit with everything else too. I've got some of this on a wallet, and I'm not sure. I bought like $400 worth like 2 years ago, a long time ago. And so I don't know if I'm up or if I'm down. I can't remember. I just know she had a lot of zeros. Well, I can't see crap here. What was that? If it bounced from here or broke out from here? That never happened. We just came down and went kind of sideways range. We're still in that range. What are you looking like on the 4 hour? Are we starting to flip some moving average? It's starting to. Okay, maybe there's some hope for this one. You got a low ass angle down here. I'm just saying, that tells me you might be able to come down here. We might have something there. It's kind of fuzzy. Tighten up my game there a little bit. It's like there might be. That might be holding that trend line. All right, so this one's not really. She's not really cooking yet. She's trying. Looks like she's in the early stages. A W, possible W bottom here, over here. Adam and Eve, whatever you want to count as. Important thing is it gets past this level and did, and then now it's retesting it really heavily. And if we can clear it, then we can look for a measure move of that. These guys are gone. This I don't think is valid anymore just right yet. We'll come back and see what we can do about getting higher targets for this one. Right there's a good one right there. And Cookie, that one I think is pumping like a bat out of hell. I think it's pretty safe to say that 38 cents is our next little area to look for, and then 45, almost 46. Are you going to go to the Vector Candle? We might go to the Vector Candle, ladies and gentlemen, on this one. 36 cents. See if we can pop it off there. If we can, then we might be all right to hit 45. If not, we might take a little licking for the ticket and come back to some areas we've been at before, and it might not be very nice or pleasant. For a cookie, 20-cent cookie on a retest possibility, but right now everybody's all happy, smiles, joy. Look at my number go up. I'm a genius. 38 cents might make you have to rethink about things, but there's a flag to the upside. We're going all the way to Valhalla. And play your flag to the upside, but remember they hardly meet the full extension of that move. You be thinking it's going to 48 cents. In reality, maybe she turns around at 44 or 45. Well, that measure move sucks. May not make it up there at all to bust your bubbles. Not trying to be mean, just trying to be real. But eventually I think we will. Looks like we got a 1 hump. Might have to get a 2 hump, a 3 hump, a dump. Shoot, I'm going to throw me up a 786 just in case. I'm just saying. Well, let's put us a good old 786 in case we just get balls to the wall crazy this week. I don't know if they're going to try to get us all fired up and hyped up here over the holiday weekend and dump us on Tuesday, or they're going to carry it over into the week here, but altcoins are starting to look a little juicy right now, as you might see. Take a look at Total 3 again. Remember Total 3, we're looking at that, trying to see if we're going to get a old bear trap or whatever. I'd love to see that turn into a bear trap, get up above there, but we just haven't figured it out yet. I drew my line. When we first came on the show, I was saying, look, bear trap! Tightened up my lines, like, oh, not confirmed. But you know what I see going on here on the smaller time frames is a lot of these smaller moving averages closing in on these bigger ones, and the bigger ones are in bullish water, so that makes me think that yeah baby, we got to get past this guy just a little bit more, get past that little purple line there. It'll start looking better. We're trying, that's all I can say right now. We're trying. If we do, it's gonna be a fun week. If we don't, it's gonna be a sad week, really sad one, probably sad. But if we do, it's going to be happy, very happy. So it all depends on you. Not to put any pressure on you right now, Mr. 15-minute time frame, but I'm just saying. Is that duck lips? Is that duck lips I see? Is that possible duck lips going on right here? I hope that's duck lips. That's not parrot beak, is it? We don't like parrot beak. What the hell is he talking about? I'm talking about this little hummingbird little guy, this little whatever he is. Looks like those moving averages are we're trying to do something like that, meet duck lips, but now it's starting to look like it's trying to do a parrot beak. Oh no, does that mean roll over? We don't want a parrot beak. The price is above the non-moving average. That's what we're with. Let's see if we can start closing some more candles above here. That might start getting juicy for altcoins. Regardless, it has been for this past hour for most of our altcoins, up fractions of a percent there, but hey, it's something to make number go up. Look at you, Peppy, you back at 14. Fetch AI sent in 88 cents. Would like to take a look at whiff. Whiff, you dropping? You at 113. You hit 119, and now you at 113. What's up with you? Why are you feeling sad? What's wrong? Somebody say something hurt your feelings. You want me to beat them up? You lost the 360. That might be what happens to that one that we were just looking at a second ago too. You already did your little bear trap idea. We'll zoom out and take a look at that. What happened here? Oh, say it's not so, Whiffy. Well, you know, if Whiffy's going to lead the way, I'm sure that Whiff will have a lot of followers in these altcoins, and it's kind of making me think, maybe we will get that bear trap this week. It's too early to tell on a lot of the coins, on total 3, but if Whiff is going to be an indicator of leading the way, then it's starting to look a little bit more positive. Bigger moving averages don't seem to mind. I'm going to go to the 4 hour. See what you said on the 4 hour. Not quite confirmed it. We're working on it, but we're not there yet. Need a little more confirmation. We could wick up and wick right back down. Always got to have that little voice of reason out of there. 136. Are we coming back up to there? That's our 236 Fibonacci area. That means on the bigger picture of things, when you're looking at Whiff when she's like $4, getting her here at $1 is a pretty good discount. But getting her below 75% was the real sweet spot. So if she do break down 75.83 cents, we've already touched our 104 area. She did come down. She did what we talked, the situation we're talking about, man. And that's weird, but you know, we drew a trend line. I'm like, man, if she touches that, that's going to kind of mess with our trend line. That's going to suck. Maybe she'll wick down there. Well, it actually candle bodies, I guess. But it turned into a bear trap. But it did come back and touch that little fib, right? I don't know why it does that. It just does. So this could be a nice little bear trap, is what I'm saying. We can keep our eyes on it. Keep our fingers crossed that she don't get rejected from that 21 and roll over. But if it is a bear trap, baby, are we looking at 150, 165? I think so. Draw a line on that, you little lazy bum. I don't remember what you were, but you were something. We'll put you as a gray line. The unidentifiable target. But the sweet spot is going to be about $2. So imagine going from 113 on up to this area over here at 2. I mean, these are just little juicy spots in between just to take some little profit or whatever. I mean, the real sweet thing is going to be when we get back up to this areas at 2 and 250. Yeah. We're going to bust out of this little accumulation zone here that we're kind of rounding our way out of, trying to. So far, so good. If that little green line can hold. Man, that'd be fun if it does. Look at the cup and handle. See, I just think that ruins it for everybody. I'm just sorry. That just ruins it for everybody. Yeah. What's the difference between a bull flag and a bull? What's the difference between a flag and a cup and handle? Can anybody tell me? According to some people, I mean, I don't think they know the difference. I don't consider this a cup and handle. I mean, not as low as this came down. It invalidated that idea, in my personal opinion. But I do like respect the trend line, and that's all that, you know. I don't trend line, baby. That trend line. Did you get back in it? Then I don't care what pattern it was. It's back in it. Let's rock it. I'm gonna take a look at Rune. Oh, you guys are flirting with these trend lines, man. That's a... that was kind of sloppy on there. So did you respected it after all? You just wanted to touch my fibs. I know what you were thinking, Rune. You just saw my little fib over here dangling. You thought, I'm gonna get me a handful of that fib. And you come down and grabbed my 236 and ran off. That's kind of rude. I kind of feel violated. Ladies, I'm so sorry for all the time. I'm so sorry for those booby grabs. Now I understand. The fibs have taught me my lessons in life. All right, so we're trying to zigzag. Still higher highs, higher lows. Come back and retest 220 and go 256. Wow, Rune, you're starting to look kind of interesting here. I hope you don't break back in this pattern, because it would suck if you come back down to 150 after doing this. We don't want to see Rune get back below this 170 area. Why? Because she cleared it. We cleared the room. We don't need to go back and revisit that. We moving on. We're turning the page, baby. We moving forward. She bull trapped us, right? I mean, by this idea, that's a bull trap, baby. Let's rock it on. Let's see if we can get a nice strong move. That'd be cool. You think we'll get a strong move? If this bear trap theory be true, I would expect a good move and just go through this guy. So in theory, really 218 shouldn't be a target, right? I'm gonna go 250. I'm just saying. That's just me talking out loud amongst myself. I'd like to take a look at Crow if you don't mind. Kronos. KuCoin looks like a good spot. 4-hour chart. Bigger moving average. Oh, that's a good cross. They're trying. Wow, that's a little bit more sharp happening over here. It caught on the 200 moving average this go round, so maybe that will hold. It has so far. Looks like they're trying to ease up on the 800 moving average. They're trying to cross. This is good. All the altcoins to me are starting to look better. It's a slow start. We're turning around the big ass yacht or steamboat or tugboat or whatever, but no, it's got to be bigger than a tugboat. We're turning around this big cruise ship, and it takes a little maneuver in here to get these things to swing the right way. That's a lot of noise on you, Crow. When you zoom out and look at Crow, I'm on the daily. Look where we are at the bottom areas. Anywhere below a dime is a good place to buy Crow. We're still under a dime. It's still at a good area to accumulate before she starts getting back up to 22, 26 cents. You're like, oh man, I wish I'd bought it at a dime. It's 22 cents now. I could double my money. Huh. I wish Southern Turkey would have said something about that. Now, I think this formation is interesting here, and I see this a lot. And I've been watching this little guy, and we've talked about it before, and it's where it comes down like this. It angles, and then you get this big old cowboy, 10-gallon cowboy hat or something. Now, I have dubbed these the Dirty Sanchez. It's just some... I look at them as a double bottom formation, but they're not like a W pattern, right? It's not like that. But I don't know. I look at them funny. I'm just tracking them, so I'm still going to track this one. I just like to mark it. I call it the Dirty Sanchez. Because sometimes they don't play fair. Sometimes they go the other way from what I've seen. I'm tracking these little formations here. But you see how that angles in, and then she does her little cowboy hat, and then it comes in and angles up like a cowboy hat. Just watching. We don't want it to poke its finger up here and then wipe it across our nose when it comes down here. I don't know. We don't want to do anything dirty. So are we going up or are we going down? I think Crow's got a good chance to come up and retest that 12 cent area again. Hopefully 13. Let's get to moving, Crow. You're being kind of slow. You got too many coins out there, I think. Bigger moving averages are looking positive. We just gotta start catching up with them there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Lars Miller says Rocket Tower on the 15-minute on Bitcoin pointing up. Rocket Tower. We're at 109. Look at that. Where was the one? This is the one I was looking at. Oh, we still haven't got past that 113 yet, though, have we? Oh, she did. You did. You bounced off our 236. Oh, that's nice. If she can hold it. So that was what we were looking at the beginning of the stream. We were losing this area and dumping and getting over here looking all bearish and everything, but that's the fib area. And I was saying if we can catch a bounce here. So, and I'll still say this before we leave because I don't know. We're going sideways now, but if we break out past here, and this is as low as we go, and we break out past here, hold on. Hold the freak on. Do we need to, we probably need to document a target here. If that were to happen, ladies and gentlemen, if it were to happen, as crazy as it sounds, and I'm going to paint this one purple or blue. ABCD 236. That will be my clue for what that one is. That could be 112.4. If that scenario were to play out, if that situation's on the table, I'm not saying, look, we're going there. Definitely. I'm saying there are a lot of things that we could do. We could fiddle around and lose that level, come back to 108.30 and see if we can bounce from there. We'd have a nice target. It wouldn't be quite that far. But that was cool that it respected that 236, and you just can't tell me that fibs don't rule this market, or just don't have a good insight on this market, because they just do. And learning more about the Fibonacci has really changed the way that I see things and do things. I had to go chasing for that information, though. It wasn't out there. It was not hard to find. It was not. I mean, there were some things out there, but there's no explanations or anything, or no rhyme or reason, just listen. But it took a while to see how it fits. It was a rabbit hole. Still is a rabbit hole. There's more in that rabbit hole I've yet to go under. Look, I showed... We're not doing that. Look, a channel idea is what I'm going to say. Look, a channel idea. And if it loses a channel idea, well, maybe we can take a measured move for that idea. And that would put us back to this area. So we don't want to lose this. But you know what? I know we lost the 9 moving average, and it sucks. But the 21's here, and the 9 is above the 21. It's not like we lost it in the 9 crossed over the 21 like it did when we were dumping. Things look exciting here on Bitcoin. I'm wondering, are we going to go up and make that higher high there? And can we go back to 111, 112? Because it looks like they just wanted to play games with us all weekend to me. From here on Friday, remember Friday? This was Thursday, rounding over a little bit. Flag to the upside. That was the cause. I'm just saying, cup and handles and all kinds of stuff. That was what was being called on Friday and Thursdays and Fridays. I'm just saying, it was, regardless that we were at, some steep areas of resistance, Fibonacci areas. But it was. And then, finally everybody decides that we're taking a dump, and some people will call it that we're dumping more than others, especially when it feels that way, when we get those big drops. But we came down, we respected fib areas, and actually didn't even respect our trend line. We kind of bounced off a little early there. That's looking good. And so sure as the world, when we start making our way back up here, well, I mean, I'm going to have 140, 180,000 hour targets on YouTube and stuff like that. I mean, we can project. There's nothing wrong with doing that, but some of the people call it like they just figured it out that very moment. That's exactly where we're going to go. But we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. All we can do is zoom out and go with what the charts tell us, and what the fibs whisper in our ears or reveal to us can help us out a little bit. But we still, on the bigger picture of the thing, it's still this target over here about 115. Tis what the fibs say. We just got lots of little stops on the way over there. 114,588 by this chart. And that could just be our first little stop. We pull back a little bit and we could still go to 120. So these are still the bigger targets from the bigger pool. They have more weight, they do. And so those are still very, very possible. Even with our red dot here on the daily ding dong. Remember that? That was Saturday. That was just, oh my gosh, it's already considered Monday. That was Saturday. We got the red daily dot. Scared the bejesus out of everybody. And stochastics right at the bottom. But money flow's in the green, though. When money flow is in the green like that, the bearish signs, they're not as bearish. And so I think we've just concluded another weekend of whale games. Dumping us on Fridays and pumping us on the Sundays. It used to be the other way around. It used to pump us on a Friday, then dump us on a Sunday. They just switch it up every now and then. Playing around with the retail that's coming in, that's all. Establishing their positions, getting all the Bitcoin that they can cheaper before they take it higher. And it does look like they want to go with a higher low, which normally means a higher high. And I've got to say, we haven't looked at the bigger pool, have we? The bigger idea. Can we get a moon target? You want to get a moon target? Do we qualify for a moon target? Yeah, I don't think we're quite there yet. So I do think when we get to like 111 or the 120, or I'm sorry, the 114 or the 120 area, that we might get a bigger pullback. And I'm kind of guesstimating, I'm running ahead of it right now, but just guesstimating, it probably pulls back to these areas we just left at about 105, maybe back to 99. If we park her up here about 119, she would pull back right to about the area that we're maybe leaving off right now. And maybe 102. So we got to see, but in my personal opinion, I think we are working our way to solidify, you know, that 114 area if we can just keep it up. And you can see here on the nice little 6-hour chart, we qualify as bouncing off of these areas. No, we didn't quite touch it over here, did we? Tighten up your game, Road Dog. But I would say the chances are good now. Look, the 6-hour got the green dot. We're ready to party. They're gonna run us up on this weekend, and we'll see how the market reacts on Tuesday. But congratulations, everybody. I think you're going to see your altcoins coming up. I am going to be heading out now since as soon as we go back to the 6-minute time frame. Watching her still just not quite get there yet. Just not quite make it up to those levels, but she's a trying. Oh, she is a trying that one. She is a tryer. Oh, Bitcoin. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. Let me go to the end screen. Oh my God, we lost the end screen. Sean. It's a cup and flag.
She wakes when the markets start to play. Eyes like charts, they give nothing.
Thank you, Kelly. I need to get some more.
Night and day, she's chasing the climb. Profit in whispers, no need for crime.
I need altcoins to pay me before I start spending that money. Go.
Operator moving so sly. Riding the candles and kissing goodnight.
Well, R.S. Miller, sounds like you're playing with your fibs. It's fun, ain't it? I just can't ever put mine down.
Emotions you don't understand. Her phone lights up with the flicker of trades. A surgeon in shadow, sharp as a blade.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Bitcoin betray. But she's got your
It actually looks kind of cool.
her sway.
I have to put that one on my radar.
Dollar bills mean nothing to her.
R.S. Miller says, now I see why Bitcoin went up tariff news again. He's got control of the markets. I haven't seen the news. I have to check that out. Joe, are you going? Are you doing anything tonight, Joe? If you're still here.
Crypto operator moving so sly. Riding the candles and kissing goodnight. She's got
I'm wanting to find me some that are more kind of like Grand Ole Opry style. Old school. but those are hard to find.
Her profits climb where your logic fails. With no remorse, she rides volatile sails. In her ledger, you're a forgotten
Joe's going to bed tonight. I think I will try to do that tonight too.
pawn in her
Oh, look at you go, Bitcoin. Are you you're breaking above the 9 moving average on my 6-minute chart. It might be a fun night. Wonder if my degen trade is... Oh, you're still open. Well, bless your little heart, you little tiny ass account.
Her profits climb where your logic fails. With no remorse, she rides volatile sails.
Ha.
In her ledger, you're a forgotten ache. Another pawn in her
All right, good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. See you on the next one. Good night, John boy.